Welcome friends. Today we will discuss about the hard disk data recovery new course 2026 detail. In these videos we will explain about hard disk data loss, common problems, data recovery stage, types of data recovery courses we are providing and courses types. So first we will explain about in this class we will explain about what is a data recovery and what type of losses are there and what are the stage if you want to start the data recovery business, what you require the tools and how to learn step by step. We have a course. So first of all we will go in data recovery. So what is a data? So data is a data which is stored the informations of the users. There are two type of data. One is an firmware or OS or booting which required to interpreter with the users. That is a firmware. ROM, BIOS, firmware like that. So this is a firmware which required to interpreter to communicate with the user data and the hard disk. For that we say is a system area. That is the ROM files, firmware modules, translator files. These are the system files which user cannot see, but we can repair these system files through our advanced tool. This is your systems area. Next is the user area. So users area can be accessible by operating system, application, temporary files. Then the users files are document, image, video, DVR, accounting, and too many informations are there. That is very important for the users. Okay, the shootings, only the person who have a shoot video editor, they have a maximum files, videos, MP3, videos, images. These all are the files. Then the accounting softwares. Then the old history like grandfather's photos, videos like that. These are the important data. If the hard disk is crash, then user need that data. So they are doing a data recovery tasks. Maybe in image format, videos, MP3s, plus their designs and all those things they can recover. So this is the data. Now how the data loss? Here is the types of data store. So that is a firmware area, that is a ROM module. These all are the system area and this is the users area. Okay, so these are the normal. Now what is a data recovery? Data recovery is a process. If data is lost, we have to do the process to recover the data. So data recovery has a different process. One is a software level like that, different process. But how the data loss? By the accident, by mistake delete, OS crash, partition goes, firmware failure, bad sectors, power, or sometime by the user mistake, they have fallen from the hand, by mistake formatted, deleted, override. These all are the causes due to the data loss in the hard disk or storage. So what we will do? So we have to do the recovery. See, these are the common problems, symptoms, what we see in the computer. When we connect hard disk, it will show me the SS is denied. Also not initialized. Device manager error, so okay, but not open. When we connect to device manager, it gives the error 3.86. When we connect, it is not showing data. When we connect, it is showing, but data not open. These are the software easy method. Some is when we connect to hard disk, there is no spinning and not detection come. Second, when we connect to hard disk with the hard disk with the computer, it will go with the clicking sound, tick, 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 then spin down. These all are the symptoms. What are the hardware? So these are the firmware or software related issues mainly. And the clicking wise may be the physical issues and no spinning may be ROM or maybe firmware issues. So there are different categories of problems. So here we have making some category wise difference. So hard disk data recovery stage and courses. So we have a different stage. The first stage is logical, that is a software related issues. By mistake deleted, formatted, that will be recovered with the help of software. Here no tools, no instrument required, only computer and some software is required to recover these type of cases. So in the logical is a software related issues in where by mistake they have formatted, deleted, or sometimes it is not initialized, master boot record not work, MBR not scanning, and partition deleted. These all are the common problems. Not initialized, some cases of not initialized. Some cases when we connect, it shows the folder, but inside no data shown. These all are the problems are related to logical. So this is the first stage. You can start first. That is a beginner course. That is a logical. We say this as a D1. D1 is a course for logical recovery. The first stage is basic. When we connect with the device manager, it is connecting but not open the data. These are the problem. Second, when we connect the power, it is not spinning. So this is a PCB issue. See, PCB issues means no power. Hard disk not spinning. When we give the power to the hard disk, it is not spinning, or spin and down, or PCB very heat, or some component burn. These are the PCB issues. Then when we give the power, it's spinning but not detecting, maybe firmware issues. In these firmware issues, we have to repair the firmware through the firmware repair tools, and we can give the basic repairing, and that is a basic firmware repair. If anyone want to start the data recovery first, they have to clean these three things, then you can go further. So these one, basic, PCB and basic tools. Here no advanced tools need, only basic tools they are required. But if user want more advanced level data recovery, then they can buy the firmware repair tools. Firmware repair tools are the costly tools, maybe $4,000, $5,000 above. And you can pay on an EMI base also. But they are doing a very main task in data recovery, in the firmware repairing. If it is spinning but not detecting busy error, or some data open, some not open, one head disable, one head enable, like that, imaging and all those type tasks they are doing in the MRT or PC3 also. In a MRT also there is a category. One is a data explorer. To make an image in the data explorer, we are using these things. Okay. Second is an WD firmware. Okay. In a WD, there is too many problems. We will show the chart. What are the common problems come in the WD? Not initialized, busy error, formatted recovery. Then one head okay, two head not working, something like this. ROM not reading, service area module corrupted, not detecting, no wrong size sounds. These all are the problems we can sort out with this. But WD firmware is not too much easy, because you have to remember what are the ROM file, what are the module, which modules are model number, serial number, which module is important to detection, P list, G list, energy list, too many informations are there. So first you have to understand WD advanced firmware, then Seagate advanced, then you can go basic about Toshiba, Hitachi and Samsung. The main important there is in WD, Seagate and data copy. The WD, Seagate and these three are very important that you have to understand. Okay. So for first, you have to do this beginner course. If you already know, then you can go to the PCB problems, then basic firmware. If you want to know without any tools, then you can do. But in this basic firmware, you can do 20-30% of the tasks, because it doesn't unlock and all those things. It is normal tools are not done. If you want to do professional level, then you have to buy the MRT or PC3000, and then you can do these tasks. Okay, this is our fourth module. Then you can go last physical. That is very high task, very hard task. You want physical clean room, laminar airflow, and all those tools. You also require experience, practice, and all those things you need to work on these physical tools. This data recovery estimate is very high. If you have a loss and is clicking voice and all those things, then this recovery is costly. Normally 1 TB there will be a cost from 12,000 to 15,000 depend, because it required donor and all those things. When you start the data recovery, we have to replace this head, platter, magnet, this we have to do open and do these tasks. In this condition, physical, we will go on the last stage. First you have to do beginner course, then PCB, then firmware issues, then firmware. Up to here is a normal budget, and recovery ratio is good. But here some recovery ratio maybe 60 to 70% depend on the scratches and all those physical conditions. The physical is complicated, but at last you can do it. Okay, so these are the hard disk recovery stage and courses. So we have different course also. So you can do online or offline about these courses are there. Okay, so these are the logical issues, PCB firmware. These are the common issues.